So, sitting here with Rose Marie Holiday, the sister that is the martyr bus driver. Those of you who haven't seen the video, I'll attach it along with this video as well. Rose Marie, you good?
I am.
Okay. Listen, you know, for those of you that know the work of Save Ourselves and me personally, you know that we make it our best to try to be a voice for the voiceless. What happened to this sister was absolutely asinine. It was egregious. It was we're coming to you today because we're just leaving. It's a rainy day out here, but we came to meet with Chief Shields and actually Assistant Chief Court. And I just wanted to very briefly let the sister tell you, you know, how she felt about this meeting, and then I'll just kind of recap what happened and then next steps. So, Rose Marie, got a lot of people that are supportive of you. We know that act that happened to you, we label it as police terrorism. Tell a little bit about, you know, how you felt and some things that how you felt when it happened. And I know you've already done an interview, but still, you know, a number of people will see this that didn't see that interview. How you felt when it happened to you, and then how you felt about the meeting with Chief Shields today.
The meeting was much needed, and I want to thank you, Mr. Coleman, because I didn't know what to do. You've been there from the beginning. I swear you work in your sleep. And you've been making all the moves for me, and I just want to just take this minute to thank you for that.
I appreciate it.
You know, it was a great meeting. You told me, you prepared me for what to expect. You were right on point.
Before you get to the meeting, tell the people how you felt, even though I know you did do the interview with WSB. How did you feel when that was happening to you? And what did you think was going to happen?
I was in shock. I was stunned, scared. I was stuck. I literally, you ever been frozen?
Yeah.
I was frozen. A loud woman from Massachusetts couldn't say anything. Stuck. He pulled a pistol.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was going to light me up, just like I said in the interview.
No.
I had a co-worker next to me that went, and I said, that I was stuck. And when we made it to North Annie Station, I broke down.
Yeah.
I broke down.
Really straight up?
Yeah, it's on film. I broke down in tears. I didn't mention that to you, Mr. Coleman. I sat in that chair and was crying.
That's understood.
And because it was almost like, I know that didn't just happen.
Right. Right.
I know that at my job, someone didn't just go get a pistol and call me every name.
Not someone, but
police. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Very important. It was a police officer.
So people have seen the news coverage, and so, you know, today, in your words, you know, tell the people what we did, how you felt about it, and then I'll say a little brief, and then we'll wrap up. Okay,
so I met Chief Shields, and I think she has a pretty kind face and genuine, but that's her job. Like, I'm not gonna really speak about. I don't know her.
Right.
She doing what she's supposed to do. But what I'm more impressed in is what you did.
Yeah.
Because we really only had our second encounter, Mr. Coleman.
That's true.
We've been on the phone, and like I said, you have not stopped moving since the day that someone gave me your phone number. And you're constantly on top of stuff, and I like that. And you was in there, and I was very impressed. I just want to say, I'm glad to have you by my side.
Well, I appreciate it. And let me let y'all know what the sister is talking about. You know, Chief Shields, this is my second time meeting with her. The first time had to deal with what happened to Dr. Joe Beasley. There's an update coming real soon on that. Y'all know I like to follow through and update, and I hadn't been doing that with Dr. Beasley, and it's a reason why I've had to be quiet for a reason. Things are being worked out, but spoke about what happened to Dr. Beasley in there today because it was very similar to what happened to Sister Holiday. But the difference is, of course, Dr. Beasley and his status on one opposite end of the spectrum, an honorary ambassador, a global an advocate, and this is not to belittle this sister at all, but this sister here is a city worker, and so they're on two opposite ends of the spectrum. What I do appreciate, and we articulated that today, is that Chief Shields not just had the meeting, but you know, the dialogue that took place in the meeting. What's important, there is going to be an upcoming town hall. And there will be, it's open to the public, obviously. It will be with some select people as far as panelists are concerned, but the community is very much welcome, and the mic will be passed through the audience when we do put this together. But it will be with Chief Shields, Assistant Chief Coit, and some of the other top brass. But more importantly, or equally as important, what was articulated in there today is that we want this officer fired.
Absolutely.
You know, I also made it be known that that I had reached out, have a very good connection to the director over at Post. Happy retirement to former director Ken Vance, the new director Mike Ayers. Very pleasant conversation. And so the disciplinary action that will take place with APD, we will then visit with Post. Make it known that in that meeting, it was my position and it was Sister Holiday's position that this officer is too unstable. There's some issues there and he needs to be gone. He's a ticking time bomb before he kills someone. Now, in all fairness, you know, that was not a confirmation of his firing, was not articulated to us today, and nor did I believe it would be. It is still under investigation, but what was said was this was very crucial timing that we come in and she hear from the victim and also myself. And then again, on the horizon, it will be this police accountability, police and community accountability town hall. So with that said, you know, I'm not in the habit of having tea and crumpets before things are done. I do appreciate the professionalism. I know that there is a concern as far as APD and other PDs all across this nation.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to do our part, and we're glad that, you know, this sister doesn't have any physical injury, but there are some issues that this incident has sparked.
Yes, it
you don't
has.
have to go into it here, but this sister will be undergoing therapy very soon. We don't have officers pulling their fucking pistols out on 83-year-old elderly statesmen and then blocking traffic, screaming obscenities to a sister that is a grandmother in her 50s and is a working sister. I like what you said, sister, and we can end with your words. I like what you said when when you put on that MARTA uniform, no matter if you're on duty or off, you're representing MARTA.
Absolutely.
And we articulated that to Chief Shields today. If an officer in his uniform, even though off duty, would swerve and create all kind of traffic violations, on top of the fact that technically we feel this man could be charged with terroristic threats. Technically we feel he should be charged with fighting words, and that is a legal charge. But at the very least, he needs to be terminated, and it's my plan to go after his certification.
He's dangerous.
So sister, we appreciate you, and you know, we just getting started.
Yes.
Peace.